So what about diet and exercise? These are the two things that most people try for a long time to try and get rid of the panic. It seems logical, that's all we ever hear. Change your diet, it's what you're eating. Try health supplements, try to eat carrots, every day. Try to make sure you get all the energy out of you by exercising, by running, by boxing, by tennis, with anything, okay? As long as you do anything at all in order to get rid of panic, this is proof that you've still got a lot of fear about panic, okay? If you're doing anything, exercise, diet, whatever, and your object is to stop the panic at all costs, get rid of it, eliminate it, does not show that you're very frightened of panic. If you're very frightened of panic, you're sending fear signals to the body. The body's responding to trying it to help with more fight or flight sensations because it thinks you're in danger. Back caught in the loop again. Now it makes sense to eat healthily and exercise regularly. Of course it does. But if you do it obsessively to get rid of panic attacks, you're just going to keep increasing your anticipatory anxiety and your fear. And that's completely defeating the objective. So just try and observe if you are turning diet or exercise into safety behavior. And I know this one so well. I tried every diet under the sun. All right, I was in the health I might as well have lived in the health shop. I tried everything and nothing made a difference. And I do now, looking back, remember I used to feel very anxious, particularly if I ate something that I read that I shouldn't eat, or I forgot to take a certain supplement or whatever. I do remember now feeling very anxious at that time about trying to eat healthily. So I can see clearly that it doesn't really help. So, and eat sensibly rather than obsessively healthily. Alright, anxiety is generally caused by stress, alright? But panic is a reaction to exaggerated symptoms of anxiety. Food doesn't cause anxiety, and certainly it won't cure it. But if your diet is unhealthy, of course your body will suffer, and that can lead to feelings of tiredness, fatigue, lethargy, and so on, right? And that's not going to help you cope with stress, and especially panic. So again, it's wise to eat healthily, but it's that fine line. Are you eating healthily, or are you frantically and desperately, obsessively eating to get rid of your panic attacks? If you are, then you're just adding more fear and more panic attacks. Alright, even if you're doing that right now, what I suggest is just stop. Stop for 2 weeks, and then just go back and gradually introduce just eating more healthily. You know how to eat healthily. It doesn't take a brain surgeon. There's 5 certain food groups, stick to those, eat the best you can. If you feel like junk food now and again, do that too. Stop being so obsessive. It's just making you anxious. There are some foods that can mimic the symptoms of panic. Okay, so if these foods are triggering you all the time, maybe it's wise to avoid them. But again, even then, you can use a behavioral experiment, and if these foods do mimic the symptoms and you're getting to the point where you're saying, bring the symptoms on, I can deal with them, then go for it. Have a cup of coffee, and if you feel your heart's racing, whatever, and you think, well, it's just a sensation, I can deal with it. So this works 2 ways. Shouldn't you be practicing relaxation exercises? Now again, this is what everyone tells you. Try to relax. Why don't you do some yoga? Why don't you meditate? Why don't you just take a day off, relax, go somewhere, go on holiday? You've got to chill out, you've got to relax. You're getting stressed out. So you think, well, yeah, gosh, I'd like to do that for sure. I'm trying, but it's not working. Panic isn't directly caused by stress or anxiety. Remember, panic arises when we misinterpret and catastrophize frightening but harmless symptoms of anxiety. So the key to overcoming panic is to understand it, go through it, face it, put all your understanding and your skills into practice so that you really learn that what you think is going to happen doesn't. Because that's really the only problem. You think you're in serious trouble, something really bad is going to happen to you, and that's why you panic. That's why you've got this problem. It's not about stress or anxiety, really. It's not that it's just you're under complete stress, you're not a relaxed person, and that's why you've got panic. Straightforward. It's not. So many people are under stress of a lot of anxiety, but they're not having panic because they haven't had that exaggerated first burst of fight or flight sensations that frightened them so much and got them stuck in the fear cycle. That's all that's happened to you, and you're stuck in this cycle. So the problem with relaxation exercises, again, like diet is an exercise, right? Is that people sometimes use them to try and avoid, stop, get rid of panic. And although you feel slightly relaxed for a short while, you're still left with the fear of panic. So let's say you're completely terrified of panic sensations, and yet you practice some yoga or something. All right? And you're doing your yoga and you're feeling a bit more relaxed because you're not doing something that's triggering anxiety, whatever. Your body is feeling a bit more relaxed, and you're thinking, this is great. At the moment, I'm not experiencing panic, which is just unbelievably scary, and I hate it so much. Has that moment of relaxation really taken away your fear of panic? If the next day, your daily life brings up a lot of anxiety and it spills over into fight or flight sensations, are you going to be suddenly okay with those sensations? No, you're not necessarily. All right. You can even start to think that if relaxation exercises help a bit, then you've got to stick with that because that'll save you from this horrible thing called panic. Right? Because you think they saved you from the imagined catastrophe, and it becomes a safety behavior. So I've got to do my relaxation exercise. And if you wake up and you didn't do it that morning, oh my God, I didn't do my relaxation exercise, I hope I don't go into panic. What's going to happen? It's not really the way to overcome panic. Again, like diet, exercise, relaxation is helpful. Just, in anyone's life, it's very helpful. But if you're using it to get rid of panic, to block panic, to try and stop panic, you're just continuously reinforcing your mistaken belief that panic is something serious that has to be fought, and even fought with relaxation. Can you see that it causes more anxiety? I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this panic. I'm going to relax my way out of it. It's not very relaxing. It's actually more relaxing to say, right, panic, go ahead, do your worst, just feel as bad as you want to do. That's actually more relaxing than going, I'm going to relax now, I'm going to relax and stop this panic, I'm going to relax, I've got to relax, I have to relax. You see the difference? So if you do practice relaxation techniques, just remember they won't necessarily take away your fear of panic attacks. They simply won't.